for me, we're going to talk about making our table pretty, or maybe it's your counter or your patio setup. Wherever you're spending your time, we can make it pretty. So a little disclaimer as we get started, I am not a florist. I am not trained, but I do like pretty things, and I really love to incorporate everyday items into not only event design, but also into designing my own home. So for me, it's all about using what you got. Flowers, if you have a flourishing garden, I would love if you could leave some tips and tricks in the chat feature. But if you're like me and you purchase flowers at the grocery store or maybe the farmer's market, fantastic, then I'm not alone. Or if maybe you have leftover Mother's Day arrangements from a couple weeks ago, we can repurpose those. So no matter what you're working with, we can do something really nice, really pretty. Excellent, so we will get started. Today, I actually had some fresh tulips, some tulips that were, I'm cheating a little bit, as these were a part of a Mother's Day arrangement. So they are still looking good, they're still flourishing. Tulips are so easy to use. You can literally stick them into a vase and they will continue to grow up. A fun fact, tulips actually grow about the length of their head every day. So as long as they are well fed, they have plenty of water, and then you use plant food from the beginning, they are going to last. If you are using fresh tulips, you are going to want to kind of snip off the bottom. Just give them a fresh cut to make sure that they're not dry at the end. That way they can drink properly. So we're going to use these, again, the stems of a tulip are really pliable, so it's perfect for this type of centerpiece. I just pulled a couple things that I had around the house. So both a fish bowl and then something that's a little more squat. Whatever you got will totally work. So in a fish bowl kind of arrangement, we're talking about adding the tulips, kind of swirling them around the outside. And hopefully you can kind of see what I'm working with here. You want to keep obviously the end of the stem down towards the bottom of the bowl, because we are going to be adding water. But to me, it's easier to add the tulips first, and then we can add the water later. I'm just taking the leaves off of these just so we see the beautiful stem, the beautiful head. Super simple. You can make the tulips go different directions. You want to make sure your heads are at different heights. But it's pretty simple. They look beautiful on their own, so you don't have to do much to make a really cool centerpiece. I'm going to leave this one as is. It's only 3. I tend to appreciate odd numbers when it comes to design. So I've got 3 in this bowl. I've got 2 here. Let's maybe add one more over here. And then we will add our water here in a second. So this is kind of the point where you can make this your own. Depending on your aesthetic, you can really add just about anything to these to enhance them. So maybe you have some copper wire laying around. I know I do, maybe that's just me. But I think copper wire would be really, really cool in here. It would kind of set the white off a little bit. And as I'm adding water, I'm not filling the bowls all the way. Other things to add, you could add lily grass. Lily grass is really, really easy to work with. It comes variegated and just straight green. So you could add lily grass really in the same fashion that you did the tulips. You could also float a candle. So I've just got a floating candle right here. That's a simple way to add a little ambiance to your dinner. You could also add really the head of another flower floating in the middle. So I've got some gorgeous peonies here, Gerber daisies, garden roses, gardenia, you name it. It'd be gorgeous, just kind of floating in the center there. A little event trick, perhaps nobody else has these laying around either, but if you do have these LED discs, a little event trick is that if you put these under a centerpiece, it gives you a little extra glow, a little extra light. So that's great in an event forum, or perhaps out on your patio if you're looking for a little extra light. So make it your own. If you don't have florals laying around, No problem. Produce is amazing for centerpieces or just adding a little touch of natural, little touch of green to your home. Here I've got some amazing artichokes. These are from Whole Foods. Thank you, Chuck, for procuring them for me. I legitimately just put them in cereal bowls. So the green on the white, simple, beautiful. I would line these up on my counter, again, in odd numbers, so it creates a little bit of a runner. Another thing you can use is asparagus, so something that's readily available and seasonal right now. Asparagus, you can really embed them in black rice, black lentils. It makes a very kind of graphic, modern, clean centerpiece that you can use. Again, I would do multiples and line them up. Butler's Pantry actually does a version of this in which we actually cook the asparagus and we cook the grain so that not only is it a centerpiece, but it becomes a really amazing side dish. So if you're not up to the task, again, these are super simple ways that you can add a little touch of natural, a little touch of beauty, even if it's just for your own family, if you're starting to entertain on a small scale. Easy things you can do, but at the end of the day, if you're not up to doing it, you can call us and we're happy to do it for you.